couple of years ago, I made this pond, and then I guess a little bit after that, I went ahead and installed a bog filter on here. It's been a while since we talked about it though, about a year, and I think it's time for an update. So today, it's an update on my little pond. I'm live now. Hey YouTube, it's Pecktec, and oddly enough, one of my most popular videos is about my garden pond that I put in, and every year about this time, people start coming to that video more and more. So I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and shoot an update. Now I've got another video coming out tomorrow. It's a much longer video. It's part of the Nano Vivarium Challenge, and it will be the kind of the primary video this week. This is just kind of a quickie update about something that people really seem to like, and that's this pond. Let's take a look. God, I'm blind. So here's my little pond. It's really, everything's starting to bloom. Everything's really starting to come around right now, and I'm excited. I'm excited. It always looks pretty this time of year with all the flowers and stuff coming up. Of course, all the growth around it really starting to pick up and stuff. This pond was a really simple idea. I just did some really basic things to put it together, but I'm real happy with it. It's real pleasure to sit here in our chairs and kind of see what's going on. There's a lot of nature happening right here. Our cat likes to sit in the window over there, and he'll just sit and watch the birds and the chipmunks and all the different little things that come to visit here. I do have fish in here. I've got some little guppies, or actually they're endlers. The endlers live bearers. If you saw the trap that I did a video on last week, these are what ended up in here. So had a bunch of babies and a couple of big females in here running around. The plants I've got in here, I've got some, I guess, temperate lily pads. I've got a pitcher plant that's overwintered and come back many times now. It's a very resilient plant. I've got these lilies, which I think are really beautiful. Really beautiful yellow flowers inside, and they're starting to bloom. There's a lot of those around. Inside of here, I've got some aquarium plants. I've got some dwarf sag that you can kind of see in the back over there. That actually overwintered. I put that in last year, and it's overwintered. Now I've got some, I guess, Rotalia and this other weird plant I can't remember the name of. I've got a couple of other things in here now that I just put in just a couple of days ago, and I'm going to just see how it does. I've tried a couple of different things in this pond, and it's never really worked out for the best. Like, I've done Anubias and kind of other stuff, and I'll try to put in shaded areas, but it's never really worked out. I really love to take fish and add them to the pond for the summer. I've mostly done endlers. I've kind of had the best luck with them. I've got a little bit of frog bit in here too, and that frog bit is actually some I took out of another tank. This frog bit overwintered and would like to come back down. Sometimes it makes its way. There's all kinds of floating plants that are sort of trapped up here in the bog. The water runs, and if you haven't seen this pond before, it goes from this kind of ugly pump all the way up here to a box, and it spills over into this bog, and then it kind of trickles back down. Not a lot of flow. I really need to change my pump. I'm not super thrilled with this pump. My old one died, and I just kind of grabbed a cheap one to throw in there, and it does okay. It really does okay, but it's not the greatest. Interestingly, I also have shrimp. I don't see any at the moment, but I also have shrimp that overwinter in here. We had a fairly mild winter last year, so it really wasn't a big deal. So all these plants, I just trimmed them back a little bit. I actually didn't trim the lily at all, but the pitcher plant, I just kind of trimmed all the way down. I trimmed all of that down, and all of this is just new growth. That's all just come up over the course of, I guess, just last couple of weeks. Of course, a lot of this was trimmed back too. A lot of these other plants that are in here except for the tree, of course. That kind of died back on its own. And the grass, you know, that always dies back on its own. So there it is. It's still doing good. I haven't added a lot this year. These lilies are also from last year. That's a plant that Kerrigan and I added. If you look over here in the corner, there's a BCB basket that I made, I guess back in the summer last year or sometime, maybe the end of the summer last year. I'll put that in there just to kind of see what it does. It doesn't look too attractive though. I'd like to maybe get a plant and put it on top of here or something like that, just to kind of hide it a little bit more. But I haven't really added any plants or anything this year. I had a lot of good stuff return, all this stuff. It just looks great up there. I definitely don't want to add anything more to it. And these lilies, when they start to roll, will kind of cover everything. And I've got a little bit more focus on the plants that are inside there. I've added all kinds of aquarium plants, and then I've got the dwarf sag that's grown. I guess I planted a little bit right there in the corner, and it's gone all the way around the side. I can see little shoots and stuff coming up all the way around the other side of it over here. So I think that it will probably do well. Of course, I got fishes running around all over the place in here. So by the end of the summer, I'll have tons and tons of endlers. That's it for my little pond. That's all I got for this Sunday. I will be back tomorrow with a much longer video with a really cool project. I hope you'll come by and see it. Follow your bliss, keep a clean pond, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.